Good morning. Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Derica and you are watching Shelflovewithdee. Welcome back to another video. So this week, y'all, I am attempting to do a spend the day with me, or spend a few days with me. I had two that I wanted to knock out. And the original plan was to record for 3 days of me reading and just doing life for 3 days. My days are all mixed up. I don't know how. Well, I do know how. There's a lot going on in my life right now. And I was thinking today was Wednesday, which is when I wanted to start the vlog. So I was going to do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, upload like Friday evening. But, woke up realizing that it is Thursday, so which kind of works out. I have 2 books. Hopefully I can get them read between today and tomorrow. As I stated in the last video, I am reading All Her Little Secrets, which is our Connecting the Dots book club read, and the Summer Girlfriend, I'm about 32% in, and All Her Little Secrets I am 46% in. So I've made some progress. I think in the last video I was on chapter 4. I'm now on chapter 17. It is getting a bit more interesting to me. So I'm happy about that, because I wasn't sure about it, because I was comparing it to Anywhere You Run, because that was just like right off the bat, like with the action and things happening. So but this one started out a bit slower, but it is holding my interest now, and I am curious to see where this goes. So the kids are home for the summer, and I'm one of those parents where I feel like, oh, like it's summer, I need to be doing something with them all the time. Or look, they look bored, let me go play with them or do a game, play a game. And my husband's like, them kids will be okay. He's like, when we were growing up, were our parents worried about entertaining us? I'm like, no. I am like feeling like I'm reading too much and need to spend time with them. I have a hard time balancing that. But anyways, I'm trying to be intentional, getting these 2 books read, and then sticking with the plan that my girl Bookmark by Aaliyah helped me come up with in the last video as to how to prioritize my Libby reads. So with that being said, y'all, before we get into this video, let's go ahead and take attendance. Please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Not only subscribe, please only subscribe if you are feeling the vibe. You can see yourself coming back and hanging with me in yet another video. Otherwise, just engage with me. Give me a green heart, sunflower, book stack, whatever your favorite emoji is. Just anything letting me know that you were here with me today, rocking with me in yet another video. Before we get into this book, I do want to just apologize if my energy is low, y'all. Like I said, life is just really life right now, and Aunt Flo's visit is here. My stomach is cramping so bad. Like, these are sharp cramps. So I'm hurting, but we're pushing through. Yeah, so just have some grace with me if my energy is a little low in this video. Today the boys have training, and it's hot. So I am thinking I can take them to training and go check out a few free little libraries in that area. You remember I told y'all in my other video, which I'll card here, that I wanted to check out some free little libraries on a more cultured side. And I went on the app last night and tagged a few, or saved a few that I want to check out. So I may do that while they're at training instead of just waiting in the car, because it's too hot to be out there for me while Aunt Flo's visit is here too. So, all right, y'all. So I'm going to hop back into All Her Little Secrets. I think that's going to be my focus today, since it's really holding my attention. And I feel like I should be able to knock out Summer Girlfriend no problem. So since this one is a bit longer, and it was taking me a bit longer to get into, and now that it's got my attention, I want to keep rolling with that. So we're going to get into All Her Little Secrets. Let's quit yapping and get into it.
My nights became so complicated. Can't recall my mornings, everything is faded. Maybe this is called my definition of jaded. This stays on my mind, this stays on my mind. Trying to put a muzzle on my basic feelings. 1 minute I'm going, then the next I'm tripping. No, there's somebody new, I swear she don't deserve it.
I was stupid for sleeping with this man. Vera and her friends had a saying, never get your honey where you make your money. I should have gone somewhere different after leaving Dylan and Beck, the law firm where we used to work, but he made me a generous offer, and I followed him here. And nothing had changed, despite all his promises of a new beginning and a different work-life balance as in-house counsel. Maybe one day I'll get my shit together and go find the job and the life that I deserve. The elevator pinged, and the doors slid open onto the executive suite. Everything on this floor was plush, soft, and expensive, unlike the utilitarian, budget-friendly accommodations 2 floors below in the legal department. I paced past the darkened offices of the CEO's sycophants, more commonly referred to as the executive committee, before I reached Michael's suite. Everything was dark here, too. If he dragged me up here at this ungodly hour and forgot about our meeting, I'd be royally pissed. The company's reserve lighting system created a menacing tangle of shapes and shadows in the ante-office. A small pit-a-pat of fear slid through me as I flipped the light switch. His assistant's desk was neat and orderly, just the way she always left it. I tapped lightly on his door. "Michael, it's me, Elise." No answer. My skin prickled. I opened the door and flipped on the lights. The bright, crimson spray of blood was everywhere. Shock raced through me like a torpedo before landing in a hard knot at the pit of my stomach. My knees buckled as a tidal wave of nausea washed over me, like I would be sick and fade into black at any moment. But I didn't panic. I didn't utter a sound. No one knows I'm here. I slowly inched away from his body, careful not to touch anything. The few shreds of conscience I had left warned me that to leave would be reprehensible. I prayed to God for forgiveness, turned off the lights, and quietly closed the office door behind me. This would be the last secret between Michael and me.
Right now, we are following the female main character who is an attorney. And just not too long ago, she was meeting with her partner. And when she went to go meet with him, he was dead in the office. And instead of calling for help, she slips right back out the door like, I'm going to act like I didn't see that. Goes about her morning like, she normally would for the start of the day. And then there's, a scream or whatever. And the news slowly spreads around the office that he has passed. She's now been asked to take his position. So she gets a promotion from his death. She's benefiting from his death. So, of course, to the authorities, that looks highly suspicious. I mean, this is within, I think it was the next day that they promoted her. But things are feeling a little fishy because she had even said that she wanted to think about taking the position. She wasn't sure. She wanted some time to think. She was still trying to wrap her head around everything. And by the time she came back to work the next day, their boss had already sent out an email or whatever saying that she was the new, I can't even think of what the position is, but like one of the head partners or something like that. I'll put it on the screen. And so, yeah, she's feeling like everything's feeling a little rushed, just, feeling a little suspicious. So outside of that, she's got this problematic brother who she always seems to have to kind of run in and save. And, their mother was, I don't know if she's physically abusive, but she would say she'd have these moments where like her demons took over and she was just like snippy and angry and had bad migraines, so they had to be really quiet in the house because she said every little sound would drive them crazy. And then they had a neighbor friend who kind of took over caring for them and helped push her to go to college and stuff. But her brother kind of, I don't want to say got left behind, but he just went down a road that was troublesome, and she's always having to kind of come to his rescue. Well, now she's just found out some more information about her brother, and I don't know how she's going to get him out of this one. I'm curious to see how this goes. But now she's unable to find him. So she just went to his house and she's looking for him. No one's there. It looks like someone's been there recently, but he's not there. So that's where we're at. And I'm going to do my best to not give any spoilers. Everything I've said so far is on the back of the book, except for the fact that she went to his place and he's not there. So yeah, now we got to see where Sam is at, what he's up to. Like I said, it's holding my interest now, so I'm excited to get back into it. Let's get.
Turn around. Since when are you smoking now? It's been a while. Let me know. Did you end up moving out? You're the only one who knows that name. You're the only one who does that face. I just wanna know if you kind of shit. And although it's over, we'll always be there. Only have a couple minutes left, we're going back to real life.
All right, y'all. So I'm just hopping on here to give y'all an update. So, okay, things are getting pretty messy. I don't know if I mentioned this or not. I will point out I finally had a nail pop off, and I think this is after 2.5 or 3 weeks. I think 3 weeks. This one, and then this one. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to glue them back on or do another set, because these other ones are pretty. Still, they're on there pretty good still. But anyways, back to the book. So things are getting pretty messy. There are dual timelines, one from the present and then one from her childhood. I will say I'm finding that I'm more interested in the childhood. I wish there was more of the childhood background. Like, I don't know, something about when I'm reading, I just want more of the like background, especially if they have like a traumatic childhood. And I feel like the author is giving us little sprinkles, and then I'm getting into it and when we're back to the present. But I feel like she's doing a pretty good job with, you know, going back and forth. It's not feeling like complicated or too complex to keep up with. Everybody is looking suspicious right now. I'm trying to do my best to listen for clues, to try to piece it together to see if I can figure out who is really who's the murderer. You know, there was something I thought was the case about her brother, which I was wrong about that, but that's good. But so far, the pacing at this point is pretty steady. I just wish we had more of the past. I'm really interested in that. But murder investigation is going on. At least our female main character is starting to look real suspicious to the authorities. And it's because how she decided to handle everything when it first went down, from the moment that she walked in and didn't call the police when she found her boss had been murdered. And then every decision that she made since then is like, girl, come on, you're a whole attorney. How do you not know how you should handle these situations? And talking to the police without an attorney present, like, bro. But it is getting more interesting. I am curious now to see how it all unfolds. At first I was just like ready to be done with the book, but I will say that the childhood timeline has really helped to get this book a bit more depth, really make me kind of like the female main character a bit more, just understanding her background, because at first she wasn't very likable to me. But so far so good, y'all. We're going to be heading out in like an hour and some change to go to training. Hopefully we can check out some free little libraries as well over in that area. And I think I should be able to finish this book tonight and then give y'all an update while I'm out. Either way, whether I finish it or not, I will come back this evening and give y'all an update. But yeah, it's getting real messy right now. But that's it for now. I'll update y'all a little later.
A few hours later, I stepped off the elevator onto the 20th floor, again, this time tightly gripping a notepad and pen. I had been summoned to Nate Ash's executive suite. I'd never been to the CEO's office. Until now. Michael had made a string of broken promises to give me executive exposure, opportunities to stretch my wings and get me promoted into a business role in the company. Lately, whenever I complained of not attending meetings with the executives or getting on the agenda for executive presentations, he told me he was protecting me, and I should thank him. Our little friends with benefits situation had run its course, and still had left me empty-handed. It was here, on the 20th floor, that Houghton's executives decided the career fates of director-level employees like me, hungry for the next rung of the corporate ladder.
All right, y'all. So the tension is tensioning in this book right now. Everything is colliding. Her past is catching up to her. Elisa's past is catching up to her. Legal troubles are closing in. And at this point, who can she trust? Like, I don't trust nobody. Even at this point, what's his name? Juice. Her brother's friend, Sam. Her brother's friend, Juice, is helping her, and I'm like side-eyeing him like, I don't know if you can trust him either. At this point, it's literally feeling like you can't trust anybody. She has definitely backed herself into a corner, and I'm so curious as to how she's going to pull this off. I have some theories on how it's going to end, but I'm not sure. I could be wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong because I don't want to guess how this book ends. I will say this is definitely a slow burn, but I am enjoying it a bit more the second half of the book. So let me hop back in this because I'm feeling like I can get this done within the next hour, and I will come back on here and update y'all. The kids are at practice now, so I think I may go check out a couple of free little libraries if they're not too far from here. But yeah, let me get back into this book so we can wrap this up.
It's not that I don't want you here. Yeah. It's something about the way you stare into my eyes. I know that I don't make things clear. I fall for you every time I try to resist you. We can get away. Palm trees, beach views, ordinary day. All I wanna hear is in the visions I regret. Sit right next to you. I try not to show how I feel about you. Think you wish you away, but we don't really want to. I just wanna get away and sit right next to you. I don't wanna kiss you. Yeah, I just wanna feel you. Feel you. I want you around, around. I want you around, around. I want you around, around. I want you around.
And I'm done. I have officially wrapped up all her little secrets. My. I will say Miss Wanda, for this one, took us on a long journey. She took the long way home. I will say that I feel that the corporate drama, the childhood trauma, the past secrets, she did tie that all up in the end in a way that is satisfying. There, I can honestly say there's no loose ends, no unanswered questions that I have. In the beginning, I did not like the main female character, Elise. She wasn't very likable at first. She came across kind of snooty, very judgmental, like with everyone that she came across. You know, I started thinking as it went on that maybe that her job as an attorney just made it to where anyone that she encounters, she's reading. So maybe she wasn't trying to be judgmental. She was just reading people and picking up on like their vibe and what their personalities might be based on how they dress, how they look, or whatever. As the story went on, I did come to have a respect and different opinion of Elise. I did like seeing a Black woman navigate the pressures of that level of corporate while dealing with her own trauma. It definitely gave the book some kind of high stake intensity type thing. Overall, I would say the pacing was a bit on the slower end. There were definitely parts that could have been sped up and or cut out, but I am satisfied with the ending. I enjoyed the book. It was not my favorite by her. My favorite as of now, this is only my second book by her, is still Anywhere You Run, but this was not a bad book. I will say if you like legal thrillers with complex characters and secrets and are okay with the slow burn, then this is a book that you will thoroughly enjoy. It took me a while to get there. Like I said before, the second half of the book I enjoyed much better than the first half. I'm not going to rate this book because it wasn't a 5-star, but you know, I'm glad to have gotten another book read by Miss Wanda Morris and look forward to diving into more. As y'all saw, I was able to hit up a few free little libraries. This area had a lot really close together. I will be sharing those with y'all tomorrow because listen, I'm running low on energy. I'm about to run into this Maverick and use the restroom, pick the boys up from training, and then we're gonna head home, which we left 30 minutes away from here. So I will show y'all what I got tomorrow from the free little libraries. It was pretty successful. Still not many of us in there, but I did find a couple, and I got some new authors that were rated pretty high on Google, so I'll share those with y'all tomorrow. I'm about to turn on Summer Girlfriend and see how much I can get knocked out, and I will probably more than likely update y'all in the morning. All right.
There was an unopened box of Smith Sweet's salted caramel chocolate chip cookies waiting for Noelle Lewis in her kitchen cabinet. She'd been thinking about the cookies for hours. Earlier at her day job while organizing a new Beach Reads display, she daydreamed about dipping the delicious cookies in milk before taking a big bite as she sat on the couch and searched through movie options on streaming services, pretending to look for something new, only to end up choosing brown sugar for the billionth time.
Good morning. All right, y'all. So today is Friday. I have completed all her little secrets, and I am at the 64% mark of the summer girlfriend. Currently, I'm heading to the hospital to visit my niece, so I have the audiobook version playing in the car. It says I have 4 hours left, so I'm pretty sure I'll be getting this book finished today. I'm not sure how much of an update that I'll be able to give you guys, being that I'm going to be spending time with my niece. But before the evening is up, I will come back and I will be sharing my free little library finds with you guys, as well as my book mail love that came yesterday that was just right on time. I promise, it seems like when I'm just really having those hard days, God always finds a way to shine on me and just remind me that I have friends who care about me and who are thinking about me. So I'm going to head to see my niece, let this book play, and then I will come back on here and update y'all. Hey y'all, I'm back. Just getting home not too long ago from the hospital visiting my niece. It was so good to see her. Really just did my heart some good. As I've said before, please just keep her lifted in prayer. If you are a believer, I would really appreciate that. But I'm getting ready to go ahead and wrap this video up. I am now at the 70% mark of the summer girlfriend, and I have about 3.5 more hours before I finish it. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to get it finished today, but I want to get this video out to you guys, so I will be discussing my final thoughts on that book on Sunday during my weekly wrap-up of my reads and streams. But I will say, so far I'm really enjoying this book. Y'all know I have stated before that I do not like fake dating tropes. However, Christina Forrest did this one very well. I love that there's not a whole lot of insta things. There was a chemistry between them, very physical at first, which, okay, if you're an attractive man, I'm an attractive woman, it's believable. But things didn't happen like in a rush as far as like intimacy and even like a whole lot of overly affection. There was chemistry between them on like a personal level, as far as like things that they discussed in conversation about their backgrounds, their hopes and dreams, and their struggles and family issues and things like that. They bonded on that, and being a safe space for the other one to open up to. And I feel like the way that Christina did it was it's been done very well. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this 30% goes. I hope she brings it home and does this story justice, but I am enjoying it. So far so good, which I went into it not wanting to like this, because I just do not like fake dating tropes. To me, it's the same thing over and over. It's nonsense of why you're lying about having a date, and why don't you just tell your family truth. And it's always said like, well, I know you're probably thinking, isn't it just easier to tell the truth? Right, but and that's still the case. I still stand on that. Fake dating is not my favorite trope, but the way Christina told this story and how she is going about it, I'm like, okay, maybe I can do fake dating if Miss Christina does it. But I will share my final thoughts on that book on Sunday during my weekly reads and streams wrap up. So I told y'all that I was going to show y'all the books that I got from the free library. Try not to prolong this. One of the books that I got is A Gentleman in Moscow by Amar Towles. I watched this series on Hulu and wanted this book, and if I'm not mistaken, Favorite Reader read it, and I wanted this. It's on my wish list. Now I can go and remove it, and I cannot wait to read it. There is a little bit of markings in the book, but that doesn't bother me, because I like to see what interested the person before. And it's done very like just little things like this, like an arrow, like around a paragraph or something, or like they did dog ear a page, but that doesn't bother me. Like, so yeah, not bad at all. I don't think I'm going to read the, where are we at? 3 minutes. Okay, let me see. He says, he can't leave, you won't want to. Okay, it says, he can't leave, you won't want to. When in 1922, it's 30-year-old Count Alexander Rostov. He is sentenced to house arrest in the Metropolitan Grand Hotel near the Kremlin. Let's see. Rostov must now live in an attic room as some of the most tumultuous decades in Russian history unfold. Unexpectedly, the Count's reduced circumstances provide him entry into a world of emotional discovery as he forges friendships with the hotel's denizens, which, had to look that up, is frequently, frequently interchanging guests. But when fate puts the life of a young girl in his hands, he must draw on all his ingenuity to protect the future she deserves. Hailed for its humor, intrigue, and beautifully rendered scenes, this singular novel casts a spell as it relates to Count's endeavors to become a man of purpose. Like I said, I watched the series, loved it down, loved him, loved the story, and so I look forward to reading the book. The other book that I got from the Free Little Library is Little Fires Everywhere, another series that I watched on Hulu's and loved that series. I was hoping they would come back with another season, but I'm happy that I got the book and I can read it now. So it says, in Shaker Heights, a placid, progressive suburb of Cleveland, everything is planned, from the layout of the winding roads to the color of the houses to the successful lives its residents will go on to lead. And no one embodies this spirit more than Elena Richardson, whose guiding principle is playing by the rules. Enter Mia Warren, an enigmatic artist and single mother who arrives in this idyllic bubble with her teenage daughter, Pearl, and a disregard for the status quo that threatens to upend this carefully ordered community. Suspicious of Mia and her motives, Elena is determined to uncover the secrets in Mia's past, but her obsession will come at an unexpected and devastating cost. Love the series. Cannot wait to read the book and to see, how it differs or which I enjoy the more, which I'm already sure it'll probably be the book is better. But okay, so the other book that I got is Sisters and Lover by Connie Briscoe. Now I went back and forth on getting this book because, as y'all can see, it is a mass paperback, and I'm not sure if I have this on my shelf or not. I do want this book. I will probably not be keeping this book. I may see if my mom wants it, or save it for and use it as my loaner copy. But I just could not leave this book in there. I could not leave this book in there. First of all, why are we giving Connie away? Why she in a Free Little Library? So y'all know she's one of the OG authors who I am collecting her back catalog of, and I just couldn't leave her there. So it says, Beverly, Charmaine, and Evelyn, three sisters living in the same Maryland town outside Washington, D.C., each wishing her life were just a little different. Beverly is 29 and single. She's a successful magazine editor who would love to be in love. The problem is no man can meet her high standards. Charmaine longs to finish her degree, but meanwhile she has to juggle a thankless job, a beautiful child, and an irresponsible husband. She doesn't quite have the nerve to leave. Evelyn seems to have been made. She has a successful psychology practice, and her husband is a partner at a prestigious law firm. But there's trouble in paradise, and Evelyn refuses to face the facts. So y'all know I love a sisterhood book, a friendship book with all the drama and things in between. So could not leave her there. The other book I got is The Forest of Vanishing Stars. This is a new to me author, Kristen Harmel. It was rated, I think, a 4.4 ish on Google Read or Google. It was rated pretty high, so had to get it, and I'm excited to read this book. I'm always drawn to covers like this. I don't know, that look like this back in World War I, 2 days. They're just always going to grasp my attention. So I just wanted to pick it up, give it a chance, and maybe I have found a new author that I love and can possibly introduce you to if you've not heard of her, because I have not. It says, after being stolen from her wealthy German parents and raised in the unforgiving wilderness of Eastern Europe, a young woman finds herself alone in 1942. Her solitary existence is interrupted, however, when she stumbles upon a group of Jewish refugees fleeing the Nazi terror. Stunned to learn what's happening in the outside world, she vows to teach the group all she can about surviving in the forest, and in turn, they teach her surprising lessons about opening her heart after years of isolation. But when her past and present come together in a shocking collision, she is forced to confront who she really is and what that means for her future. This sounds like a good one. Ah, yes. Am I the only one who loves it when the pages are starting to kind of get that, as they call it in school, manila color? I love it. But this size font, and I think this one might be a tearjerker. All right, the other book that I got is A Grown Up Kind of Pretty by Jocelyn Jackson, another new to me author. But y'all know, if you know me, what reeled me in when I first saw this book? Green. It's green. And so it caught my attention, looked it up. It was rated pretty high on Google and Goodreads as well. I'm like, what the heck? Let's give it a try. And hopefully we found a new author. But it says every 15 years, trouble comes after the three Slocum women. Now, as the youngest turns 15, she's desperate to know who used their yard as a makeshift cemetery and why. The unlikely matriarch, 45-year-old Jenny, doesn't know the truth. She only knows she must do everything in her power to keep it hidden. Between them and Liza, silenced by a stroke, haunted by the choices she made as a teenager, with the answers trapped inside her. To survive Liza's secrets and Mosey's insistent adventures, Jenny must learn to trust the love that braids the strands of their past and stop at nothing to defend their future. Grown Up Kind and Pretty introduces 3 generations of Slocums, a child on the cusp of womanhood searching for her true family, a woman whose fight to protect her daughter will toss her headlong into a second chance at first love, and a lost soul rediscovering her voice. So we shall see. We shall see. But I thought that cover was so pretty, and the book description sounded pretty interesting. The Google ratings had it pretty high, so another one we're going to give a chance. The last book that I got from the Free Little Library is Alice Walker, The Same River Twice, Honoring the Difficult. Now, y'all know I'm not a big nonfiction girly. I wish I was, but I'm not. I'm trying to work on that, though. But I couldn't leave her. Again, we can't leave her in the Free Little Library. And I know she is the author of The Color Purple, so I'm just interested in reading it. Maybe it's something that I enjoy. Maybe it ends up being something I can learn from or pass along to someone else. It says, in the early 80s, the peaceful, reclusive life of poet and writer Alice Walker was interrupted by the appearance of 3 extraordinary gifts: a widely praised best-selling novel, The Color Purple, a Pulitzer Prize, and an offer from Steven Spielberg to make her novel into a film. This last gift, which Walker identifies as the knock at the door, led her into the labyrinth of a never-before-experienced creative collaboration, principally with Spielberg and Quincy Jones in the magic and perils of movie making. The Same River Twice, Honoring the Difficult, chronicles that period of transition from recluse to public figure and invites us to contemplate along with her the true significance of extraordinary gifts, especially when they are coupled, as in Walker's case, with the most severe criticism, overt hostility, and public censor from one's community of choice. This book is composed of entries from Walker's journals, correspondence, including letters to Spielberg, Jones, and Danny Glover, who played Mr. in the movie Color Purple, and essays and articles that document the controversy and the African American community upon the film's release. So, sounds pretty interesting, and I am open to learning something from this book and just hearing what Miss Alice has to say. All right, so before we close out this video, I had a package. Someone sent me some book love, and it was my girl, Miss Eliza. She's got it packaged pretty good, and got these sharp kitchen scissors, so I'm trying not to cut a book or anything. So thank you so much, Eliza. I appreciate you. Like I said before, God just knows who we need and when we need them. And at this season of my life, I'm truly so grateful for you, girl, as well as my girl, Miss Trey and Darnea. Like, y'all have just really been in my corner through this tough season. And I just appreciate you and love y'all so much. All right, so first book up we got is Finley Donovan Jumps the Gun. Hey, as y'all know, I'm trying to get this whole series, so thank you so much, Eliza. It says, Finley Donovan has been in messes before, after all. She's an author and a single mom who's a pro at getting out bloodstains for rather unexpected reasons, but none quite like this. The Russian mob handled a debt for Finley and her nanny partner in crime, Vera, but that means Finley now owes them. Mob boss Felix has a task for her: find a contract killer before the cops do. Problem is, the killer might be an officer. Luckily, hot cop Nick has started up a citizens police academy, so Finley has the perfect cover-up to sleuth out the real criminal as she does some research for her new novel. Nick is more than happy to get close to Finley, but he's also getting dangerously close to the truth. As Finley and Vero dodge potential spies and juggle the daily trials of parenting, they can only hope they find the crooked cop before Felix catches up with them, not to mention revealing Vero's mysterious past, Nick's growing interest in Finley, and the threat of her looming the threat of her looming book deadline. So it sounds like another exciting adventure of Miss Finley Donovan. I have not read book 1 yet, so I'm waiting to get book 1, which I think, should that be coming in the mail? I don't know. If not, I will be getting it very soon. Okay, next book up is Yo, I'm so freaking I'm so happy. I'm so freaking happy. I'm so freaking happy. I'm so freaking happy. Like, I knew, we had talked about it a while back, that she was going to send it to me because she didn't, you know, she won't really feel it, and like your girl was feeling it. Y'all, I love Junie. It is one of my top favorite reads. It is my top read of 2025, or one of my top favorite reads. This book right here. And not only do I have the book Junie now, it is paperback and it is large print. Look at God. Oh my gosh, this just made me so happy. I'm truly glad that Eliza didn't like it as much as I did, because now it gets to be on my shelf. And look how she left her little pretty tabs on there. I get to see what she was tabbing up. Thank you so much, Eliza. Oh girl, you know this is my book. You know I had a good time with that one. All right, last book in here is The Davenports More Than This. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I read The Davenports, I think last year. Enjoyed it. Book one was my favorite, but I went to series period. Like, just really enjoyed this time period in this book. And thank you so much, Eliza. Thank you. God is good. My friends are great. Like, thank y'all so much for showing love with me. Thank y'all so much for hanging with me over this past day and some change. I hope that you are doing well. Take some time for yourself. Knock out that physical TPR. You got this, girl. But that's it, y'all, for today's reading vlog. Thank y'all so much for hanging with me. I will see you Sunday for my weekly wrap-up of my readings and streams. Don't forget to hype your girl up if you have any more hype. And until next time, don't forget to show your chef some love.